Figured I haven't done an update on the bus in probably a year. So over a year since I first bought it. So it's gonna do a quick update on the inside. You'll forgive me, it's a mess. We just got back from a trip to Luray, Virginia. So anyway, the driver's area, not much has changed. The seat cover disintegrated, the sheepskin one, so it's gone. We've pulled the carpet up. As you can see, I'm starting to put tile down and the stick-on tile in the driver's area. There, I think I'm going to take, when we put the new flooring in, and just carry it over through there, so that'll all come out. And the treadle valve and the fuel pedal and everything will come out to make it easier to lay it all up underneath there nice and evenly. Driver's area remains much unchanged. I'm sure you can see we hung up the second fan for the passenger area. Put some seat belts in on the passenger seat. Old style GM ones. So they're there. We've got 3 on the sofa. You can kind of see them. I'll zoom in real quick. Tucked in right there for when they're not in use. And then on what would be the forward facing dinette seat there, I've got 2 as well. So wired up these overhead lights to be on one switch for both of them. And I put these center aisle lights here as well. You can see we replaced the ceiling with this corrugated aluminum. I've seen it in other buses. Looks good. And it's like $12 a panel, so you can't beat the price. It's cheaper than if I were to just have rehung Luan up there for the stuff that was starting to deteriorate. We painted everything. The bedroom and the front room and the kitchen and everything this gray color. Got the carpet out. We're going to put vinyl plank flooring in. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Made little slip covers for the dinette seats. Did these curtain boxes in this green. I'm going to eventually probably put like day-night shades in here, the pull-down kind for the front windows here. Maybe for the bedroom windows as well. Make new curtains, I think. Wash these, but they're still... the conversion was done about 85, so... Imagine these curtains are pretty similar age. You can see, I can't tell if it's cigarette burns or grease burns or just little marks in the curtain there. Of course, this one's missing. The big, thick, blackout curtain part of it's missing. The little parts there. The front window curtain is still in pretty good shape. I think I'm going to remake that one maybe just a hair longer. You can see there, it's just a little short. I don't know if that's just 35 years of shrinkage or if it always hung like that. I don't know. So lots of little things to do. Actually, the floor is still kind of a big thing. Put a new microwave in. Said we just got back from Virginia, so I gotta find a way to secure that so it doesn't stick around as much. Yeah. Stove works fine. Oven doesn't work. I don't know, maybe I'll take it all out and see about the safety valve. I think the safety valve just isn't... If I jerk around with it long enough, I can get the pilot light to light, but it'll never open up and let this thing. So I don't know if it's the regulator or the safety valve. The heater's back to... got fixed. It had a bunch of mud daubers had built a nest in there. In the fan. And the squirrel cage on the fan, and then it had basically burned the brushes up. So replaced that, cleaned all that out. Put little screen caps over the exhausts on the outside to prevent that. Hung this army mirror up that had been in my grandfather's travel trailer years and years and years ago, and then when my dad bought it from him, it stayed in there and always hung in my office because it didn't fit in my dad's fifth wheel when he bought the new fifth wheel, and so I just figured it should go right here over the dinette where it's been in in several campers that our family has owned. So that's there. Plus I was in the army, so it's kind of cool. Put a new fridge in. The electric and LP fridges are very expensive, so this little Sam's Club apartment freezer fridge is very nice. Keep it from opening up going down the road. Just have these child locks on it. I really wish I could take credit for that, but somebody did it on a schoolie I saw on YouTube, so I stole the idea. Let's see what else have we done. Oh, new light over the dinette. And everything's been painted. Still have to do new backsplash and make these like stick-on tile looking ones. I think we're going to go with that. New lights in the hall with LED bulbs. I haven't been super happy with the LED bulbs. The internal soldering on them is just subpar, and over half of them have just the solders come apart on the circuit boards. There's lost connectivity and they just start blinking, and you go and you heat it up to try and fix it and nothing works. So bathroom's still very much the same. Of course I cut the carpet out and there was this vinyl linoleum underneath it. Aaron wasn't a big fan of that, so we put this stick-on tile in here. And now I think we'll probably, when we do the final flooring, we'll do it in here as well. So no changes in here. The ceiling that was falling down we just took out for now. That's just a piece of reflectives insulation, silver bubble wrap stuff in there, because I've been staying in Charlotte for work during the winter, and it was just source for heat to get out. So yep, bathroom's still very much the same. Need to figure out what we're doing about the walls in here and in the shower, because the contact paper there's starting to come down pretty bad. So again, you can tell we were just camping in here, so still cleaning up from that. Closets remain the same. Oh, this hall closet that had been for hanging stuff, we kept the bottom down here for like the vacuum, and you can see paint there and tools while we're storing stuff. But then up here we made, oh, these turned into a mess. Perfect. Made pantry shelves, so it's nice. And also this cabinet had not had this shelf in it. It had just been kind of open there. I don't know what had been in there, so I put a shelf in there. So now we've got two shelves here, pots and pans equipped underneath the oven. You know, the drawers and everything are still very much the same. Under the sink is the same as it was on that initial tour. And the bedroom, what did I do back here that's of interest other than paint? Oh, put new light fixtures. Let me turn one of these lights off so we can see it a little bit better. $12 light fixtures from Lowe's. Of course, it's 12-volt light bulbs. Then there's a switch down here that was there. I went up to the wiring. I wired a light in here above the mirror. I have a carbon monoxide detector back here. One other thing I did. These are kind of hard to get everything in and out of these drawers here. So I the plywood that the bed sit on. I don't know, I cut about a quarter of it off back there in terms of width and put hinges there. Screwed that down to the bed frame. Put hinges there. Came up with that little prop rod. Also, where the beds had been clearanced out and kind of cut here and there, the frame used to run up and connect the corner there and stuff to get to. You can see the kind of the back wall there had been cut open to get to the starter on the back of the engine. You know, this is over the engine. So I just reinforced some of that so that we didn't have all that weight kind of cantilevered out there without any support. So other than that, which I guess when you sit down and look at it is quite a bit of work. Not too many changes. I think we're going to do curtains back here next, or maybe shades. All of the bathroom, and then curtains and shades up front, and the floor. Like I said, vinyl plank flooring. I think that'll pretty much finish up the inside. The headlight buckets were, as happens on these 4106s, were rusted out. And, oh, maybe I have the parts back here. And I saw online, I'm sure, again, I didn't come up with this. I've got one somewhere here. Anyway, the headlight buckets for I can't find it real easily. It's in one of these boxes of parts. But the headlight buckets, so the headlights on these are smaller than just like the standard single headlight vehicles. In most dual headlight vehicles, the headlight buckets are one single piece for two headlight buckets, and there's the same for the parts one. But like I said, I'm not smart enough to figure this out on my own. I must have read it on a forum somewhere, but I ordered a set of the headlight buckets for the round headlights on Peterbilt 359s that have, you know, the dual headlights but the round ones. And if you cut those in half and you kind of trim the corners up, it'll fit where the headlight bucket on these 4106s fit, because they're all rusted out. Here is half of one of those 359 buckets, so you can see you cut it in half, and then I think I just had to trim it in and then make new mounting holes for it. I don't think I had to weld any tabs on it. And then the old trim ring, I welded some tabs for the trim ring off one of those old headlight buckets to work. And that's what I did. And then one of the guys on Facebook in the 4106 group was making a set of these, and I haven't put these on yet. Mine are, you know, they were faded real bad and they were cracking. But he got a set of these made, or he had, I think he had 100 sets of these made, or 50 sets, something like that, and he was selling them at cost. So they're pretty awesome, the turn signal things, and you can see here they did such a good job. Even like the scripts and everything off of the originals were there, and they were just a little light, and so Juan had recommended spray painting them with like a tangerine stained glass paint, and so I did that, and it turned out pretty well. And you can kind of see this one's a little different. I put it on too thick at first and had to wipe it all off, and so that's operator error on my part and incompetency with the spray can. But while I was at it, I had the original ones off, and I was going to just put these new ones on in place. And I touched those up with the spray paint. And those look brand new too. You know, there are some cracks and stuff. So I figured what I would do would be leave those original ones on until they just break and disintegrate. And then I've got these sets here as a spare to put on, because mine were really, I mean, they were all milky and looked awful. Before I did this, I really thought I was just going to replace them, but those ones I now have as a spare. So that's kind of where we're at with the bus. It's getting better every day, so we ain't got it. We're getting it, but I guess I don't have it yet. So, but it's looking much better. So I figured folks might like the update. We'll do one more walkthrough, just kind of with everything on. We got the light back there. Pictures of Aiden everywhere. Again, I was living in the bus for several months down in Charlotte while I was instructing on the super late shift down there. So rather than drive an hour and 50 minutes home and wake my wife up just before she went to work, it just made sense to stay in the bus down there. And it motivated me on my time off to get stuff done, because nobody likes living in an open construction project. So we got it. I think it's cleaned up pretty well. You know, I think with a bus you always have a project, so it's never done. But here it is, looking pretty good, getting to be pretty livable. It's going to look great, I think, when I have floors in it. So anyway, bye for now.